Every trader watching this has thought about the same thing, handing the notice in, trading full time, never sitting in that job again. It's the reason most people start trading in the first place. But almost nobody does the actual math on it before they do it. They just wait for the month where trading matches their salary and then they do the job. So in this video, I'm going to work out the real number in front of you, when you can actually quit and when you absolutely cannot. And I'll be straight with you now. The answer is not when trading matches your wages. It's a fair bit more, and I'll show you why. 8 years doing this, over 500 payouts, and I've watched a lot of people get this very wrong. So this one I really want you to sit through. Here's what we're covering in the video. 6 numbers in order. What a good month actually pays, the answer everyone gives. What the real year actually pays once you count the bad months. The 2 times rule, the runway nobody ever banks, and the test you should pass before you leave. And every figure here is an illustration. Swap in your own rent, your own bills, your own account. The rules don't change, only the numbers you put in it. So let's start with what people picture. Trading covers the bills every month. You hand a notice in and never look back. You work a couple of hours a day and you own the rest of it. And it all arrives the month your numbers finally match your salary. That's the picture. But here's what actually happens. Some months pay you nothing at all. Your rent doesn't care that it was a flat month. So you start forcing trades because you need the money, and you're back in a job within a year telling everyone trading doesn't work. And I want to be really clear about this, because quitting too early is the most expensive mistake in this entire industry. Not blowing an account. Blowing an account costs you some money. Quitting a job on numbers that were never going to hold costs you years. Number 1, what does a good month actually pay? Let's say your risk per trade is $500, which on a $100,000 account with $4,000 of drawdown is your drawdown divided by 8. You take about 20 trades in the month, which is roughly 1 a day. Half of them win. You're trading 1 to 2. So every winner is 2R and every loser is 1R. 10 winners of 2R is plus 20. 10 losers at 1R is minus 10. So you finish plus 10R. 10R times 500 is 5,000 gross. Take the 80% split and you're paid 4,000. So 4,000 from one account in a good month. And I want you to hold on to that number because it changes twice before the end of this video. Number 2, the answer everyone gives you. Let's say your expenses are 2,500 a month. Rent, bills, food, the lot. One account paid you 4,000. Take the 2,500 off and you've got 1,500 left over every month. So one account already covers everything with room to spare. And that's where people hand the notice in, right there. On paper, it genuinely works. And that is the math almost everyone does, and is the math that puts people straight back into work 12 months later. So let me show you what it leaves out. Number 3, not every month is a good month, and this is where the number changes. Across a realistic year, you got 7 months that work and they give you plus 10R each, so 70R. You get 3 months that go completely flat. You followed your plan, the setups just weren't there, you finish level. That's 0. And you get 2 months that lose because they happen to everyone every single year. Let's call those minus 5R each, so minus 10. Add it up. 70 plus nothing minus 10, that's 60R for the year. 60R times 500 is 30,000 gross. 80% split is 24,000. Divided by 12, that's $2,000 a month. So the 4,000 you're about to quit your job on is actually 2,000 once you count the whole year. Half of it, and that's the honest number. And it actually gets worse because 2,000 is still an average and you never receive an average. A good month pays 4,000. A flat month pays 0. A red month pays 0. 5 months out of 12 pays you nothing and your rent is due in every one of them. But here's the line I want you to take away from this whole video. Nobody has ever been paid on average. You don't get sent $2,000 a month. You get paid properly in the good months and nothing in the rest of them. So if you quit on the average, the very first flat month is the one that breaks you. So number 4, the rule that actually works. You don't go full time when trading matches your bills. You go full time when it roughly doubles them. Take your expenses, 2,500 and double it, 5,000 a month. That's what you actually need coming in. Divide that by 2,000 per account and you get 2.5. So round up, 3 accounts. 3 accounts is 6,000 a month average, which is about 2.4 times your expenses. And that's the number, not one account, not 2, but 3. Why double? Because the good months have to carry the flat ones. At 2 times, 7 paying months cover all 12 of them comfortably. At one time, you're into your savings by March and forcing trades by April. And I want you to see what that actually feels like month to month, because 6,000 a month is not a salary and it doesn't arrive like one. On 3 accounts, a good month pays you 12,000. A flat month pays 0. A red month pays 0. Averaged across the year, it's 6,000 a month, 72,000 for the year. But you never actually receive those 6,000. You receive 12,000, then 12,000, then nothing, then maybe 12,000 again. And honestly, that's the part that most people cannot handle. A 12,000 month followed by 2 months of nothing is brutal if you weren't expecting it. If you were expecting it, it's completely fine. That is the only difference between the people who survive this and the people who don't. Number 5, and this is the bit that nobody really banks. Income is only half of this decision. The other half is what you've got saved before you hand that notice in. The longest realistic dry spell you should plan for is about 5 months. 5 months of expenses is 12,500, and that's the bare survival. That's the absolute floor. What you actually want is 12 months of expenses in the bank, which means 30,000 sat there untouched, completely separate from your trading accounts. And there's a reason for that which isn't obvious. Runway isn't just a backup plan. Money in the bank is what lets you skip a bad setup. If you've got nothing saved, then every single trade you take is carrying your rent, and that's exactly when you start forcing them. Scared traders lose money. Runway is what stops you being scared. Number 6, the test. 4 things, and they all have to be true at the same time. Not 3 out of 4, all 4 of them. 1. 12 months of data, a full year including the flat months and the red ones. 2. 2 times your expenses averaged across that year, not from your best month. 3. A year of runway in the bank untouched. And 4. You did all of it while you were still working. That last one matters most, so let me say it clearly. If you can't do this around the job, quitting isn't going to fix it. More screen time is not a missing piece, and now your rent depends on it. Because here's what actually goes wrong after people quit, and it's got nothing to do with their strategy. You suddenly need a number every month, so you stop trading your setup and you start trading your bills. Then a quiet week comes and there is no setup there, but you can't afford to sit out, so you force something. Then you're behind, so you size up to catch up, and a flat month turns into a red one. The job was never the problem. Needing the money this month is the actual problem. And quitting doesn't remove that pressure, it makes it permanent. It takes away your income and leaves you the stress. So the one thing that made you profitable in the first place, being able to just not trade, is the first thing you lose. Which brings me to something almost nobody says out loud. You don't have to quit at all. Keeping the job gives you a wage that doesn't care whether it was a flat month. It gives you the freedom to skip a bad setup entirely because nothing depends on it. It means your payouts go into assets instead of straight into rent and other expenses. And there is zero pressure on any single trade. I mean, yeah, it's gonna cost you less screen time, fewer setups, early mornings or late evenings, and slower growth. But some of the most consistent traders I know still have jobs. Not because they have to anymore, because that wage is exactly what lets them trade without needing anything from the market. And I've been on both sides of this. I kept working long after the numbers said I didn't have to, and people thought I was mad for it. But that wage meant I could sit out a whole week if the setups weren't there, and that patience is exactly what made me consistent in the first place. The month I finally stopped, nothing about my trading changed, and that's the whole point. It should feel like nothing changed. So if you do want to go full time, do it in this order. Get to 3 accounts while you're still employed. 1 account first, prove it works at all. Then 2, then prove it repeats. 1 account first to prove it works at all. Then 2 to prove it can be repeated. Then 3, and now the math actually holds. And only add an account once the one before it has paid you repeatedly. Adding capital to a process that isn't working just loses money in more places at once. And the honest timeline for that is quite long. I know you don't want to hear that, but year 1 is getting funded, learning the setups, proving it, passing 1 account. Year 2 is scaling to 3 accounts and banking your runway. Year 3 is proving it, a full 12 months at 2 times expenses, and then you can resign. So that's 3 years from starting to safely handing your notice in. 3 years, not 3 months. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but everyone selling you 90 days knows it isn't true and says it anyway. Take the time you need, and obviously if you reach your goals faster, then that's perfectly fine. So let me just pull everything together. Just quit when all 4 of those are true. 2 times your expenses average over a year. 12 months of expenses in the bank. A full year of data with the bad months in it. And you did all of it around a job. And don't quit because 1 month matched your salary, or because you hate the job right now, or because someone online told you to go all in, or because you think more screen time will fix it. Do it in that order, and quitting is a formality. It's just paperwork. Do it in any other order and you're back in a job by Christmas. Because your job isn't what's stopping you from being profitable. And the day you need trading to pay your rent is the day it gets significantly harder to actually do it well. Now, if you want help with any of this, everything I do is on my new website, tradingnfx.com. I put my trade ideas and my market analysis up there completely free, so you can go and use that. It costs you nothing. And if you want the full thing, my mentorship program Blueprint is on there too. That's all my courses, the community, live sessions, and actual feedback on everything you do. It's all in one place now, so just go to TradingNFX and have a look. And the platform I use myself is Hola Prime. I have the fastest payouts in the industry, a zero payout denial policy, and I've personally taken over $30,000 in payouts from them this year. Links in the description with code NFX that gets you 30% off. That's about it. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and subscribe. See you in the next one.